Hi, in this video I will cover a strategy that was shown by Dharmik at one of the event that I recently attended. Now in this video we will first look into the strategy that he covered. Using the strategy I will go into one particular concept that he introduced through that strategy. I will then show you how you can duplicate this same strategy in your Tradetron account and run the same strategy for free on paper trading using Tradetron. Finally, we will have a look at how I have built this strategy so that in future, when you want to make changes to this strategy, you can confidently make all the changes that are needed to this particular setup. Now, coming to the strategy that was spoken about by Dharmik. Now, this was probably one of the most simplest strategies that I have ever heard. Within 30 seconds, the strategy goes as you look at an intraday basis for an instrument of your choice where we are shorting the first OTM call, first OTM put, having a 40% stop loss and a 50% target. There you go, strategy is over. Now, there is a small twist in this strategy. We are looking at the first OTM strike call, first OTM strike put, but the strikes that we are selecting out here are basically strikes based on synthetic futures. Now, what is a synthetic future? The concept of a synthetic future is basically derived from here. Now, imagine you are trading based on the spot value. Okay, so currently, if I'm looking at the spot value of Nifty, I know that it is around 22,023, which is the current value. If I'm looking at the futures value, which is at the month end, so currently I'm on the 16th of March. Now, if I'm looking at the month end, which is the 28th March expiry, the futures value of Nifty is 22,123, which means there's a difference between spot and futures of close to 100 points. Now, think of it this way. If I'm trading based on the current week expiry, I would want to select my strikes based on the weekly expiry and not based on the spot or based on the future. The spot will be for now, the futures will be for the month expiry. So if I want a strike based on the instrument that I am trading in, the expiry that I am trading in, I basically need to do some math to be able to discount the premium that is there for the futures and add it to the spot value. So this way I will get a particular number which will basically be the synthetic futures. Now synthetic futures is basically based on an assumption that if there was a futures that would be expiring on a weekly basis, then that futures value would basically be this number. Now, in order to calculate your synthetic futures, there is one very simple formula, which is what I will show you through this option chain out here. Now, I have opened the NSE option chain, and in here, let's look at any strike. The formula out here is that you need to look at any particular strike. So any strike selection can be done from here. On that strike, you find the call instrument and the put instrument for that particular strike. So out here, let's take an example, 22,000. Now 22,000 strike, I can see that the call instrument is trading at 166 and the put instrument is trading at 110. So as per my formula, I basically need to look at the strike number 22,000, add the call instruments premium, which is basically 166, and subtract the put instruments premium, which is 110. And when I do that on my calculator, I will basically get a value which is
22,056.
so
22,056.
is not matching with the spot value, which is 22,023, and the futures value, which is 22,123. So 22,058 is basically the value of the synthetic futures for the expiry of the next weekly expiry. So this way, by using synthetic futures, I can select more accurate strikes as compared to the spot or the futures. Now let's try to now for this particular strategy, I have added the link in the description where you can directly duplicate this same strategy in your account. So just click on this link, and when you click on this link, you will basically be able to see a strategy like this. Now in here, you just need to select duplicate, and this strategy will basically be duplicated for you in your account on Tradetron. Now, if you want to run this strategy on a risk-free mode where you are paper trading the strategy before actually going live, you just need to select deploy out here. And when you click on deploy, you will be able to select paper trading. Now, by default, if you're not on any active plan, you are allowed to make one deployment on Tradetron on paper trading, which is completely free for a lifetime basis. Now, all you need to do is test the strategy in the live market, see how the strategy is performing, and based on that, you can decide to take this live in your account. You can also run the same strategy as a backtest. So when I select my strategies out here, I can just find that strategy and I can select backtest. Now for backtest, I can select my time period. I can select my candle frequency, which is 1 minute. I'll select my trade price as close, and I'll select my type as an intraday strategy and run the strategy on a backtest so that I can, without wasting time, be able to figure out how the strategy would have performed historically. We will now go into how did I build this strategy, so that anytime if I want to make modifications or if I want to build a similar strategy, I could take details from what I did out here. Now for this strategy, I will basically use the Tradetron option wizard, which is a very simple tool to build straightforward, simple strategies like these. Now I will just give my strategy a name and I will select my underlying as Bank Nifty. Now for Bank Nifty, I'll select my capital, which is 1 lakh. I'll select my type, which is intraday, and I'll select my instruments that I want to trade in. So the instruments that I'll select out here will basically be a call option, and in here I will select my type as a sell, select my strike as ATM. I'll keep ATM for now and then change it to synthetic later. I'll select my expiry as current week and then I'll select one lot and add. Similarly, I'll do the same thing for my put. I'll just select my put expiry and I will add it. Now, as per the strategy, I have a 50% target, 40% stop loss. So in here, I'll directly put 50 as my target, stop loss as 40, and I'll do that for both my legs. After doing this, my positions and the target stop loss is ready. Now I need to define when do I need my strategy to take an entry. So I'll select my entry time, which is 9 o'clock, and Dharmik didn't give any specific entry time, but you can test it on different times, see different minutes, and see what works best for you. Now for my understanding, I'll just select 9:45 as the time, and I will select the days on which my entry can happen. Now I will want to run this on an everyday basis, so I won't make any changes out here. Then I'll select this exit settings. I'll keep everything exactly as is, and I'll select save. So every day, if my target or stop loss doesn't get hit, then the strategy will exit at 15:10, which is 3:10. Now after this, I will basically have to make a small modification, and that modification will be to incorporate my synthetic futures based strike. So for that, I'll go to this three dots out here, and in here, if I go to edit in strategy, this entire wizard strategy is now converted into the Tradetron's create strategy page that we are very familiar with. Now in here, all I need to do, I will not touch my entry or repair conditions. All I need to do is go to my position builder out here. Now in my position builder, the only thing that I need to modify will be the strike. I need a strike which is based on the synthetic futures. So out here, I will select my keyword as synthetic futures, but I will not directly select synthetic futures. I will first select a keyword called round, because as we know from our math calculation, we found out that synthetic futures will give me any number. I need a strike price. So to get a strike, I'll select my value as round, and in round, I will select my keyword as synthetic futures. And I want to round this to the base of the nearest 100, because strike prices in Bank Nifty move on a step of 100 size. So I'll select my base as 100 and I'll select OK. Now once I do this, I will basically select my underlying, which is Nifty Bank in my synthetic futures. After selecting my underlying, I will basically want to go one step OTM. In order to go one step OTM, I will do a simple calculation out here where I will compare, I will add, since I'm looking at my call option, one step OTM is plus 100. So I'll just add plus, and I'll select my number as 100. So by doing this, I now have the first OTM call that I have added for my Bank Nifty instrument. Similarly, I'll do the exact same thing for my put. So I'll now go to my put, edit, strike FX, and I will select round, and in round I will select my keyword as synthetic futures, and after doing this I will now select my number as -100 so that I can go to the first OTM put. By doing this, my strategy is pretty much ready. I will now go to my, I will now not look at my repair conditions, and I will then go to my universal exit, and I'll go to my advanced settings. Now in my advanced settings, I can see that pretty much everything is pre-populated. I could experiment with different kind of trailing stop losses once I'm done with testing the base version of this strategy. Now finally, I'll just update the strategy, and there you go. This is how you build a strategy that was covered by Dharmik in one of his events that I recently attended. I hope this video helped you. If it did, don't shy away from dropping a comment and liking this video to make the YouTube algorithm happy. For any other requests on what you want to see in future videos, feel free to mail us or to drop it in the comments, and I would be happy to take up that kind of videos in future sessions. I hope this video helped. Thank you very much. Goodbye.